Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
All right, folks, back here on the Bossman Show, a new head coach at Ball State, the Cardinals out of the MAC, Michael Lewis. Coach Lewis, how you doing? I'm going to talk to you, man.
I'm doing good, man, except it's raining outside here in Muncie, Indiana. So I got to still get adjust to this weather, but it's been all good, man.
Now, Coach, I'm gonna share something with you. You was in Eastern Illinois, I was at Tennessee State. So we crossed paths a little bit. I was at 05 to 09. And so we was at Eastern, I was at Tennessee State. And, I remember those days, man, when Coach Sal was there. Then on the back end, John Cooper came in there. So, so I was when we had a case from OVC still. Coach.
OVC connection, man. That's what I tell guys all the time, man. I feel fortunate because I've coached at every level of college basketball. From the low to the high of the highs. And I tell guys all the time, especially when I was at UCLA and stuff, you guys don't understand, like college basketball, until you've been on a bus and you measure road trips by movies, this is a 3-movie trip. This is a 4-movie trip. You haven't really lived until you've traveled like that. So the OVC days, man, cutting your teeth as a young assistant, it made me, because when I played at Indiana, obviously we were treated very well, right? And then to go to the OVC and see that level and be a part of that level and the development of players, it really makes you appreciate every stop that I've had along my career. It makes you appreciate that opportunity, and especially now sitting here as the head coach at Ball State.
Now, Coach Lewis, for you, man, my father was a coach and still has a lot of guys who talk to him, and he loves to talk about the people that have relationships that he's had for all these years, and tells me he has a bunch of sons. I'm his only biological son, but it's a bunch of sons beyond me from his days coaching. So for you, what made you want to get into the profession of coaching and impacting young men and being there for those guys when they're at their weddings and when they have children? What was it about this business really caught your attention once you made you want to get into it?
Well, like what you just said, I had a young man I coached at Butler. I only coached him for 1 year, but he came back. He's an assistant coach for the Pacers now, Ron Norad. And then he came back last week to come to practice. And like that, I told the guys, in the gym, I was like this is, for me, this is the cool part of coaching. Is when guys call you and want help for jobs, or when you can help them in their future and trying to provide them a foundation to be successful. When you get invites to weddings, or, when they have children, they want to let you know, and to kind of see those guys develop as husbands and fathers. That's the cool thing. And that's what I love about college basketball. I think you're dealing with them in an age of their life where you can have a real impact. They're away from their people for the first time. They're away from home. They're on a college campus. They got a bunch of different teammates from different backgrounds, where they start formulating their own ideas, right? And they're starting to make their own judgments on things. And I think you can have a real impact on those guys at that during that time in their life. And I think that's probably outside of the work on the court, what I really enjoy the most about coaching college basketball.
And for me, Coach Lewis is going to basketball camps with Bobby Creamon's basketball camp, and Paul Hewitt, and been around Frankie Allen, and it was Tennessee State, and been around Coach Sy when he was there, Randy Peel. These guys who've told me stuff when I was a young knucklehead, it makes sense to me when they're 35 years old.
Yeah, no, that's it, man. Like you realize when you get older, like, man, like those things those coaches were telling me, like they weren't crazy. Like you thought they were crazy at the time, but it all makes sense. And that's what I enjoy. I enjoy the relationship piece and building it. And I tell them, whether I've been an assistant or now here at Ball State, like when you tell me what your hopes and dreams are, right? As a coach, it's my job to push you to achieve that. That's part of my job is to try to help you achieve that. Now, whether we ultimately get it done or not, that there's a lot of different factors that go in that, but that's my job. And to do that, I have to make you uncomfortable. So you're not going to like it every day. Like it's not teddy bears and rainbows every day that we're on that court. But when your time is done, like you won't have a better friend than me until they put me in the ground. Right. Because that's when the relationship piece changes, and I want to be a guy. And I think I've been able to accomplish it as an assistant. And I definitely want to do it as a head coach where I can separate between those lines. And then, when a guy comes in and sit and hang around my office, or we go out to dinner, or, different things where they can come to you and trust you enough to talk about, different things that may be going on in their life that you can help them with.
Nicole Lewis, now for you, I know we kind of have the same kind of similar path. When I was a co-host, I was thinking about how when I became the host of my own show, like what I would ask the question, what guests I would have on. So I know how that was, and I got my own gig, Coach. It was the graveyard shift. 2-6 in the morning, me, the deer, and truckers, man. But I relished it though.
But you had the big headset. The big headset.
Yes. So how did you prepare to become a head coach when you was an assistant role? I know for me, I was always trying to figure out what I would do if I was the lead guy. So how did you kind of prepare for yourself to become a head coach?
Well, I don't think I did anything in particular. I think just the culmination of all my experiences have prepared me for this opportunity. And I've had a lot of guys say, hey, listen, it doesn't matter. Like you're never fully ready for your first job. Like you got to kind of throw yourself into the fire a little bit. Like you think you're ready, but there's going to be different things that come up. But that's where, I think the staff that I've been able to put together was huge. Like I had a lot of guys, especially guys that I've worked for, talking to me about how important your staff is, as you get rolling. Because they can cover up your blind spots. I also think you got to have a lot of self-awareness about who you are, what you're about, and your strengths and weaknesses, and then cover your weaknesses up with the people around you. And I think we've been able to do that here at Ball State. I think I got a great staff of all guys that I feel like can be head coaches in their future. And so we've just kind of hit the ground running. But as far as being prepared, like you just use your experiences both as a player and a coach, and the things that you've been through and things that you've seen and heard and accomplished and screwed up. You learn from your failures as much as anything, right?
No doubt.
And you can't be you can't be afraid to fail. You can't be afraid to put yourself out there, and then that's how you grow. And I think it's getting more and more difficult to get young people to buy into that. Like, hey, they got this major fear of failure. They're scared if they put themselves out there. What's somebody going to say on social media about them? What their buddy's going to say? Like, dude, don't worry about that stuff. If when you tell your dreams to somebody, if they're not so high that they may snicker a little bit, then they're not high enough, and then you just go chase it with everything you got.
No doubt, 100%, Coach. You know what, man? I'm asking this, Coach. So for you, man, what's going to be the ideal Ball State Cardinal that you want in your program here going forward, man?
Well, I want guys obviously with high skill, but more in athleticism. But more than that, I want guys that love to compete. Like if you're not about winning and trying to compete, then this is not the place for you, right? I think if you love to compete, there's going to be the level of toughness that I like on my team. And then when you get and you got to love basketball. Like I don't want to have to be dragging guys into the gym to work on their game. So if you love basketball, you love to compete, that kind of provides the toughness level that I'm looking for. And then I just need dudes of different sizes and athleticism and skill level that fit those three characteristics. But if I can get those three, I think we got a chance to be really competitive.
Now, coach, this transfer portal thing, you can get guys from, you get JUCO dudes, grad transfers, guys who wants the opportunity. So for you, man, I know the high school kids kind of getting a short end of the stick right now because of how things are going right now. But how do you think go about building your roster using all those different tools international as well to find the right fit to get the dudes you need in your program?
Yeah, I think you got to use them all. Like, it doesn't matter if you like the transfer portal or, what that doesn't matter. Like, it's real, it's here, and you've got to be able to navigate it. And so we're going to go, high school, JUCO, transfer. What I want to make sure I get the right people. Like, I don't care where they're coming from. I don't care what part of the country they're coming from. Whether they're transfers, high school kids, that stuff doesn't matter. I just want to make sure that I'm getting the right people. I truly believe in you invest in people. And you'll get all the rewards from that. But it's a different deal. And I tell you, like, people think the high school kids are getting the short end of the stick because of the transfer portal, and there's a lot of truth to that. I think they're getting a short end of the stick because of COVID, because it's given guys in college that extra year, and so those classes aren't cycling out. So there's not as many spots. And so I think with the combination of the transfer portal and then these college guys having a whole nother year of eligibility, like, there's only 1% of them that can go where they want to go.
Mm-hmm.
So you got 99%, like, you know what? This college thing's not all bad. Like, these people looking after me and the free gear and the getting a hoop on TV and all this stuff that comes on. It's not all bad. Like, it's not a bad life. Like, maybe I'll just stick around before I go tackle the real world, and I think that's probably hurting the high school kids a little bit more than just the transfer portal.
No doubt. And coach, you got a good area in Indiana, man. 500 miles draw a circle, you can find a lot of talent as well. But I'm hoping some guys from Atlanta will come play for you. I like you already, man. I'm hoping that some guys from here want to go up there. You just got to bring you a coat, because I don't have a real coat, coach. I'm going to tell you that right now. I have a real coat, man. So, yeah. So go ahead and play for you, man.
Hey, you fly up here, man. I'll pick you up at the terminal. You won't even have to step outside, and then we'll just keep you underground. We'll just bring you right in the arena underground. I won't even make you go outside. Trust me, I'm adjusted. Like, I grew up in this state, but like 3 years in Los Angeles. I mean, you get spoiled, and that weather is real. There's two things real in LA: the weather and the taxes. Okay, that stuff is real. And
the traffic too. 3.
And the traffic is real. Yeah, but hey, 1 year was COVID, so it was a little light. So it wasn't that bad. But no, you're right, man. It's I like we've got a kid from the South in Jalen Sellers, and he's he'll be a sophomore for us next year, and he's great. But yeah, we kind of been joking back and forth about the weather, and it'll be 60 outside. My he's all wrapped up in a coat, it's like, hey, I get it, man, but we got to be a little tougher than that. But no, come on up, man. But you got to bring some of that sunshine up here.
No doubt. And coach, man, excuse brother, what's cool about, being in Boston, you're in the MAC. The MAC is a great conference. It's one of the older mid-major conferences, but it's tradition, and it's just great basketball because the Midwest loves basketball, man. So talk about the MAC as a conference. They've been in Indiana, a state that loves basketball, headed by my former Atlanta Hawk, man, Mike Woodson, who I know very well. Woody, I love him.
Yeah, no, Woody's great. I just saw Woody this past weekend out recruiting. Woody's great, and I'm really happy that he's leading my former program. We played for the same man, so there's a real connection there. But no, I think the MAC, like what you said, very very basketball centric area of the country. You've got teams from Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, Indiana. Which is very much in the Big Ten footprint, right, where basketball is so important. So I think there's some really good coaches. I think there's some tough kids in this league, and I call it the mini Big Ten, and because there's so much parity in the style of play and the physicality, and you get into conference play, man, people are just beating up on each other, and so you got to try to put yourself in a situation more times than not to be in the game with a chance to win at that under 4 timeout. And then you got to be the tougher team that'll go out and execute better on both ends. And you still need you got to have some dudes to go make some plays. I say this all the time. Like, hey, coaches, we get way too much credit for wins. We get too much blame, for losses. And I'm going to take all that blame, for my guys. But, you're talking about, what kind of players you're like. I need some dudes, and I need some guys that at the end of the game, got a little stuff to them that they can go out and make some plays, because, it doesn't matter what you run offensively. It's more about who's running your stuff, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
you're evident. You see that in the NBA, man. That's players make plays. Now I can do some things to put them in situations where they can be more successful, but I want dudes that can make plays, and I want dudes that are willing to go out and make plays in crucial situations.
How cool has it been to get on the floor with your guys before they go home for the summertime? Because I know building that relationship, building that rapport now, and have a new coaching change is very important. I feel like the guys probably like you a lot because you're a cool dude. I can tell that right now. So how's it been for you, man?
Well, it's been good. It's why I got here so quick. Like we lost to North Carolina in the Sweet 16 in Philadelphia, and I still haven't been back to Los Angeles. I got on a 6 a.m. flight the next day and came to Indiana just so I could be around our guys because they had gone 2 weeks without a leader. And I mean, you get young people in those situations, they can get a little antsy. They don't know what's going on. They don't know if the new coach is going to like them. Are they going to like the new coach? Like all those different things. And plus, you got a lot of people in their ear, talking to them. So I wanted to get here, be around them. It's been great to be on the floor. Like we got one more workout today, this afternoon, where we can get on the court with them. And then they got like a week of finals coming up, and then they got a little break, and we'll get started this summer in kind of what I would consider, building our program. This spring has just kind of been a get to know each other and some skill development stuff. But it's been great to get on the court with them. And there's nothing like, what I call sweat equity, when you can get out there and work with them and get a feel for them on the court, how they work, and vice versa. They get to see, what I'm going to be like on the court and how I feel like I can help them become better players.
No doubt. I got two more for you, all about Atlanta. When you come to Atlanta, Coach, what's been your favorite moment here? Was it the Final Four back in 2012, 13, or what's the favorite moment you come down here to ATL, man?
I like great food. Great food in Atlanta. My favorite moment has probably been now I didn't get to play. I was 2 years removed, but I got to come back in 2002 and watch some of my former teammates playing the national championship game against Maryland. Now they ended up losing, but to watch a bunch of guys that I'd gone to battle with day in and day out, get to play on that stage was pretty cool for me. I like now. You talk about traffic, man. Atlanta's got its own issues with some traffic.
100%.
I think you hit that at the wrong time, man. You're not going anywhere. But no, there's a lot of AU tournaments down there that I've been to, and just good people, like the hospitality, and people are very friendly. At least I've found them to be friendly. Maybe it's all my good energy I'm bringing. I don't know. But I think the food, and then my favorite moment, like I said, was watching my buddies compete for a national championship.
No, let's drill on the food. Are you a varsity guy? Are you a married man guy, spotting divots? Which one are you, man?
I like them all, man. I like them all. Hey, I'm not scared of the Southern cooking now. I kind of like it. The thing is I can't go down there for a long period of time because I put on too much weight, and the thing is like you get the sweet tea, you got to get some sweet tea. But no, I try it all. Like I haven't been down there enough that I got like, okay, I got to go here. I got to go there. Like I'm trying to take it all in. So you don't get a body like this if you don't like to eat now.
Well, Coach, when you come to town, I got you, man.
All right, I'm with you.
I've got some. I'm giving you my number off areas. We can definitely link up. When you come to town and recruit, man, I'm gonna show you some spots you will love, man. I'm a foodie, so
I'm in. I'm all in. And
if you bring your wife,
up here and I get the number.
If you bring your wife, raise on the river. It'll win you some brownie points. Trust me on that.
Okay, I'm writing that down right now. I'm writing that. You see me writing it down. Raised on the river.
Yes, they'll give you some brownie points with the wife. I'm telling you, she will love that place, man. It's right there on the Chattahoochee River.
Yep.
All you can eat, seafood, nice seafood. So, man, you got it made. It's on the river, and it's real fun for people and couples.
I'm in it, man. We'll do it.
Coach, it's been fun to meet you, have you on the show, man. We have to do this again real soon, man. I love your energy, man. I love to do this with you more often, to get you some guys from Atlanta come play for you up there in Muncie and bring their coats, man.
Hey, I appreciate it. Just, hey, don't send me any bums now. I need hoopers. All right, I need hoopers. I don't get down with soft dudes, so I need hoopers that are tough and want to compete, and I'll take them all, man.
I got you, Coach. Thanks so much for the time, man.
All right, thank you. We'll do it anytime you want.
All right, now.
breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply. Available in app only.